So what could this possibly be? Well, it's just arrived in the post. It is for an end user. So we had got a trade one to do, but that can wait. We'll do an end user one instead. So it's a Midland 77805 Porter Pack. I think it's the 21st today, but I'm never sure. I ought to get a clock in this room with a calendar built into it. 21st of September, isn't it? Midland 77805D UK. So it's the one which isn't quite as good a receiver as the non-D version. And the serial number is 31002086. And the fault report is no meter on TX. But we all know it's bound to have other things amiss. So I asked them to send the mic in because they're these unique mics, aren't they, on these sets? It's a speaker mic, with it being a Porter Pack. And let's have a look. I was doing the realistic last, so chances are this plug will fit there as well. Just power it up. 9 volts, just make sure we're okay. I'd like to get this done today. Oh, that's a bit... That switch is looser than I've ever seen. I don't know how that is. This is the type that starts off on channel 9 if I'm correct. Right, so we'll connect it up to the test equipment. So high-low powers on the back on these. I never know which one's which. We'll soon find out. Put picture in picture on. Key it up. And we are greeted with 5, 6, 7, 850 milliwatts, and it is lighting up on transmit. So it's possible. Where have I put the pen? It's possible that it's on low power and the customer doesn't know there's a high-low power switch at the back. No. So low power, hang on, we're still in 9 volts. Go back to 12. So I'm now on 12.5 volts. We're now on 1. That's low power, so it was in high power, and it's doing 2 point something watts. So I have to remember whether these, it says 13.2 volts, so that's fine, we'll do that. So I'm going to put it to 13.8 and just pop it down a fraction. So over voltage protection on, and volts to 13.2, there we go. Okay, so we're now doing 2.3 watts on channel 9, which is pointless, so we'll go to channel 20, where it's doing 2.4 watts. So 2.4 watts, down to channel 1, 2.24, 2.35, and channel 40, 2.24, 2.3. low power on channel 20. Key that up. It is 200 milliwatts, and the transmit current on full power is 860 milliamps. So with the mic as supplied, Wallow, it's 1.8 kilohertz. I'll verify that with the test set behind when we open it up. We won't be doing the VCO. The frequency, if we go over to the counter, and the test set's only been on for 10 minutes, so we can't take this for gospel. Isn't far out. It's 27,79100. Well, that will rise, so I'll set that. We'll set it when I start on the receive, and then we'll just recheck it right at the end. So let's have a look at the cyanide meter, and we'll just dial in 27,791. It's one of those sets with CPU wine. I'll just hold it to the mic and turn the volume up. When it's on squelch, you know, it can be annoying. 79125. It's in lovely condition. We'll set it a bit low. So I've got it on. I've got the signal generator set to 27,79106. So it's about where we are on transmit, to be fair. So we'll now go over to the cyanide meter, and we'll plug in the test equipment. So 12 dB. Oh, that works very well, that. We're often only around 1. For 10 dB, 0.39. And for 20 dB, 0.95. Squelch. Tight squelch. Let's go over to the attenuator so you can see what I'm doing. Tight squelch. We're now at 100 microvolts when I expect it to come in. It's not that far out, it's 270 microvolts. And then you've got nasty CPU artifacts on this, and I mean, it's not faulty, it's just the way it is. I'd just like to point these out, and then, you know, some sets are worse than others on this. Some of the new ones are dreary. But this is getting towards it. This is going to be late production. This is going to be the mid-90s, isn't it? So let's have a look at squelch threshold. Signal generator back on, parked at 0.3 of a microvolt, straight in. So it's just give you an accurate reading. It's 0.65. So this is here we go. So in transmit, if I don't manage to disconnect it, back to channel 20. We've just got a loose channel selector. In transmit, we are actually getting 3 lights coming up. So the fault as described isn't kind of quite. And on receive we should be getting 9, and it's being a little bit generous. So I mean that's fair enough. So instead of being 100 microvolts for S9, it is 90 microvolts. So not applicable. Switches work. No noise on the pots, and the one and only socket works. Not applicable, and it's a speaker mic, so that works. Good. Well, we'll get it opened up. It just needs a service, doesn't it? So you've got no speaker on these. As I say, it's a speaker mic which you use with it. At least I don't have to unsolder the speaker. I'll just see if there's a plan to print off, which I've already got. Okay, so we don't have a specific service manual for this version. We've got the 77104D, and we've got the 77805 UK, but not the DUK. But I don't think we're going to get... it doesn't matter what we twiddle anyway, because we'll get it back right. But obviously we've got the transmitter line up there, we've got the receiver line up there. That's going to be the detector. It's some of the presets, which aren't always obvious. So, just jolly well get on with it and try and bring that power up. So I think the biggest thing is that because it's not doing 4 watts, it's doing 2.7. It's not like his SPR must be such. And you've seen this when we've done the on the air test. I can put a perfectly tuned 4 watt radio where we've set the meter with the dummy load in the test gear, and it's on exactly 4 on the test set. We put it on the air, it might read 2, it might bang across, but it's still doing 4 watts, and that's what's happening here. It's because it's reading 3 out of 4 for me, but it obviously isn't reading anything for him. Right, so we'll put it back to channel 20, turn the volume down, and we'll start with here for transmit, see if we can get it up a bit. So there we are, 2.4 watts, 2.6 watts. So that was already peak, no improvement. Slight gain there, we're now at 2.5. That was already peak, no improvement. There isn't a core in there. What's that tape there? Then I think you've got a power preset. Yeah, it's that one. I just don't remember seeing any tape under there before. That is the one done on the spectrum analyzer, I'm absolutely sure. I'll just check it because I'm going to always redo it. So I'll check that with the spectrum analyzer right now, as soon as I've upset it. Let's go to the spectrum analyzer somewhere. Press auto. So we've got a massive peak at 27791 something. So that's super duper. So I'll manually put in double that of 50, whatever it is. I can read the controls. It is frequency 27 decimal. No, it's not. Silly Billy. 50. We'll put in 55 megs. And look for that second harmonic. There's the second harmonic. So that's showing up. We just need to twiddle that. The do not touch one. The lower reading. And there we have it. So that's absolutely fine and reset. Somebody put tape over it just so the screwdriver expert didn't inadvertently turn that, but we're spot on. So that's that. I won't be charging for that because I disturbed it. I'll have to look for a photo because I don't think they probably have a core in that one. But I'd have liked it to do. We're at 2.8 watts, which is fair enough. But I would have liked to have seen it do a little bit more. So that's definitely power. So on low power, one of these is going to be RF meter, and it's that one. So have we got a low power, or is it just preset? I think that, if I recall rightly, that's deviation. Just have a quick look. Wow, no, it's not. So is it that one? Wow, no, it's not that one. Well, it can't be that one. Come on. Wow, would you believe it? Right next to the FM chip is deviation. You could write a book on that and they wouldn't believe you. Right, I'll go to the test set behind me. We'll just check that deviation is correct because I can't trust the Marconi test set at the moment for that. Here goes. Whoa, it's now right. So it was wrong. So our meter is working and not playing up to date on the Marconi. So that's something we can tick off, having done. Oh, at least they'll be able to hear him now. So now 2.2 to 2.5 kilohertz, which is where we want it. So I'll just quickly preset there. It's RF meter, and that's power. We don't know what that one is. The one next to the IC there is deviation. So we're going to have S meter and squelch left. So it doesn't look like they do have a preset for low power. So let's just go over to receive, see if we can get a little bit more out of it, and I'll put up the oscilloscope, which I haven't switched on. Now I'm just going to check where we are with transmit, as in frequency. 2779.099, so it's still the same. Check we're still correct. 2779. just get this spot on the same. 099. So I want to maximise that waveform using the detector coil. So let's have a look. Miles out, absolutely miles out. Now that might make the receive sensitivity less, but at least it's right now. Nobody will sound like the Daleks. Right, let's look at receive sensitivity. So with the cyanide meter selected, yeah, we're coming in a bit there. This is crystal filtered, which tells me it's the later one. Let's see where we are now with the cyanide. So in spite of having done the detector, let's see where we are. So for 12 dB, it's 0.38. For 10 dB, it's 0.32. And for 20, it's 0.82. So really brought the noise down there. Now we need to set this squelch up. So put squelch to full, and whichever one of these it is, we'll twiddle it till it comes in. That's the meter. So that must be squelch. Yep, it is. That's 100 microvolts. Let's put the attenuator on the screen. So 100, there we are. Drop it to 30, it goes off. 100 and it's back on. So now we'll see where the sensitivity is at the bottom end. So we'll turn the signal generator to standby, set the squelch on the radio, switch the signal generator back on. Well, it's 0.7 and it's 100 microvolts. So that's excellent. So we'll put 100 microvolts on the test set, and we want S9 to light. And so with that preset, I just want it on the verge of plus 30. So that's absolutely as close as I can get. So let's just take the signal up. So we're on a different scale now. So that's 0.6. There's 1 microvolt. Sorry, 100 microvolts. There's 110 microvolts, and from 100 to 110, it's putting us at that extra light on. So I think that's where we want it to be. It's a bit over generous at 90. Right. I'll just look at my notes, but I don't think there's anything missing there. We'll just check that there isn't a missing core. Right, so it is a coreless coil, that. So, having gone backwards and forwards with the transmitter off camera, we are now got exactly... Oops, I'm not even showing you. we've now got exactly 3 watts, which is swinging across there to there. So let's have a look on other channels. I'd like it to be within 0.1 on the other channels. So there we are on channel 40. It's 3.9, sorry, 2.9. And on channel 1, it's 3. So we've now got on low power, go back to channel 20, 200 milliwatts, so that's not changed. And the current consumption is now 300 and, oh, I'm on low power, no wonder it's 300, so it's now 935 milliamps. So let's pop the thing on frequency, go over to the frequency counter, so 2779125. There we go, 2779125 toggling 6. So it's receive's going to be quite improved because it's now not going to be garbled. Transmits up half a watt. Deviation is up from 1.8 to 2.2. So I think that's going to be quite a difference. Now, this meter, it's reading all 4 for me. The way this is set, it's set on the low power, and it should be 1 bar on low power, and it isn't. Of course, it may be one that doesn't. No, it doesn't. So, let's turn it to... Nearly got the wrong one. So I actually need it to be full. But I'm just going to go up to 13.8 volts instead of 13.2. Let's just see, try not to blow up the customer set. Just like that. No. Just see what transmit power now is. It's beyond 3. Yeah, it's about 3.3. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, of course, I've shorted out my power lead, and it's gone back to channel 9, which is the annoying thing. So I don't like the rotary encoders they use on these. I do prefer it when it's a normal channel selector switch. I don't like sets that start up on channel 9. But nevertheless, this is the late version, and I suppose it's better than no version, isn't it? So, on low power we have no lights lighting. That's the way it is. It's not faulty. And on full power, if I go back to it, we've got them all lighting. So I'll pop the lid on, we'll put it on the aerial, we'll see what's lighting then. So if he had I think he recently bought it, and he did. I know he's spoken to somebody on it. So they're not actually that far away from us, about 30 miles away. I might pop it over personally if we can drum up something church organ tuning in the area. We do have one on our books, which is just over halfway between here and there. So I'll see if we can pull that in. At least it wouldn't get stuck in transit, would it, if I took it back personally tomorrow. Right, so take it off the test gear, switch the test gear off. And Take the aerial adapter off. Don't think. Oh, we might do one tomorrow. Saturday I've got 2 weddings to do, so I don't think we'll be doing anything. And Sunday I've got 3 harvest services, so I certainly won't be doing anything over the weekend radio-wise. Let's see if we can find somebody on here. 1 Roger.
1919 for a radio check. Anybody give me a radio check, please?
Breaker for a radio check. You're loud and clear. But he isn't going to hear me because he's on a burner, and of course I'm not. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Absolute proof there. Well, there we go. So on our aerial, full set.
Give me a quick radio check, please.
Yeah, Roger. Quick radio check. No, he's not going to hear. And on low power, does it light any lights on the aerial? And the answer's no. There you go. 1 Midland 77 805D UK. Optimised. Thanks for watching.